Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in that slow, calm, relaxing breath. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of tension, any stress, just to feel like it's leaving your body in that outward breath. And when you breathe in again, just decide to breathe in deeper and longer than you normally would. And when it's time to exhale, just exhale for longer, really emptying your lungs so that the next breath you breathe in is deeper than the last. And maybe you can already notice that the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. As your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I want you to imagine a picturesque forest with a fresh stream, crystal clear water winding its way through the forest. And use the power of your imagination to imagine being there in the forest. I want you to breathe in that fresh air of nature, maybe seeing sunshine, occasionally finding its way through the treetops, perhaps shimmering off some of the surface of the stream. And I want you to get a sense as you stare into the stream that's flowing, that everything is as it should be. The stream will flow whether you want it to or not, and the leaves will fall when it's their time to fall. The sun will rise and the sun will set, and there's nothing you need to do. So as you breathe in and breathe out, feel tension melting away. Feel yourself becoming deeper and deeper relaxed. And as you stare there into the forest, I want you to come to a realization that there is too many things to focus on. It's not possible to focus on everything in the forest. There are thousands of leaves, and perhaps insects on the forest floor. The ripple of water in the stream is infinitely changing subtly. You could focus on the temperature. You could focus on any one of infinite colors that exist there in the forest. And I want you to get a sense of what a shame it would be to have the whole forest to look at and spend too much time looking on a single leaf on a single tree. Because the more that you just focus on that one thing, the more you're missing out on everything else. So imagine staring at that one leaf on that one tree, and then seeing that it does fall. See the leaf gently float, not to the ground, but to the surface of a stream. As the leaf hits the surface of the stream, the current takes it away, downstream. I want you to get a sense that something that you've been thinking a lot about doesn't require you to think that much. I want you to get a sense that whatever the original reason was for spending so much time thinking about that thing is like the leaf that is floated down the stream. It's just your past. No need to give it much thought anymore. And if you ever do think of that one leaf floating down the stream, in a split second you can just decide to focus on something else. In the forest, you could think of the beauty of a tree, a clearing in the woods. Maybe there's an animal like a squirrel or a deer. I want you to get a sense that there is so many other things to focus on. And the great thing about focusing is all you have to do is notice. The moment you notice one tiny thing, your focus shifts. And where focus goes, energy flows. And perhaps you focused on something that didn't seem right just because you were spending so much time thinking about that thing. And if the focus is on what may not be right, anxiety is thinking about something you don't want to happen. So rather than focusing on an area which leads to thoughts you don't want thinking and emotions you don't want feeling, notice how easy it is to notice something else. I want you to try your hardest and think about that part of your body. Maybe it's a sensation, a location. Try as hard as you can to focus and then notice how quickly you can switch it just by thinking of a memory of perhaps eating something unique. Feel like you're flashing back to a memory of eating a particular type of food with a particular combination of tastes, textures, colors, maybe something unique or surprising, and jump back into that memory and feel like you're experiencing that thing like it's happening in the moment. Maybe you could imagine what it would be like to experience those combination of texture, taste, sensations and feelings. And the more you notice, the better you feel. Because the more you notice something of your own choosing, the more you are in control. And the more you're in control, the more that other sensation just feels like a leaf floating down the stream far, far away. No longer your present, but your past. And as you think about that sensation with that particular food at that particular time, maybe you smile because the original memory was enjoyable. And the better you feel thinking about this, the more you're training your brain to be rewarded whenever you think of something that you choose to think, rather than just where your mind has been taking you. I want you to get a sense that there is infinite things that you can notice. You can notice the sensation of your tongue in your mouth. You can notice the sensation of your fingertips whenever you choose. You can notice the speed and frequency of your breathing. You can notice how often you blink. If you try hard, you can even notice a pulse or a heartbeat somewhere in your body. And what's interesting is that if you're noticing that, you're not also simultaneously noticing something else. And I want you to treat it like a game. Whenever you start noticing something that isn't useful, treat it like a game of tag or pass the parcel, to switch it to just noticing something else. And the quicker you notice something else, the less likely your brain is to take you back to that previous thing that you noticed. And even if it does, you can just do the same thing again. Notice something else. And you don't even need to notice what's happening in the present. You can think back to a wonderful memory, or think forward to a future exactly as you would want it to be. So now try and think of that previous sensation. And if it doesn't come up, then that's great. But if it does, switch immediately to something else. A game that the more you practice, the better you get. Meaning the amount of time you think about what you were thinking reduces and reduces and reduces until it's hardly any time at all. Perhaps much more similar to how it was 5 or 6 years ago. Meaning that you could think of that area, but only if you had a very good reason to. And in the absence of that good reason, you don't need to think of that area at all. But rather than not thinking, just decide to switch whenever you do. And if your unconscious mind is happy to get really good at this new game, let me know by nodding your head. And as you think about that original leaf, it's nowhere to be found. The stream has taken it far, far away. I want you to get a sense that something intense a year and a half ago has now floated far, far away and doesn't need thinking about in the same way again. I want you to get a sense that you're leaving the forest. But just as you leave, you see another leaf floating back on the stream, also being carried away. As it occurs to you, all thoughts, all sensations, all emotions are temporary. Leaves on a stream floating away. And you can choose to focus on leaves falling and floating, or you can be intentional and think of the things that make your life better than ever before. That the part that was trying to keep you safe could keep yourself much healthier and better than ever before by coming up with ways for you to be healthier, more active, to eat better than ever before, and in doing so, can actually keep you safe. Consider that a seed planted, like a seed planted in a forest that will only turn into a tree months into the future. But now is the time to return to the present. And as you start to return, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connect fully into the here and now. And very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, empowered, knowing that in an instant, just by remembering or noticing something, you can switch focus instantly. Quicker than you could turn a channel with a remote control on a TV screen. It's possible to shift your focus instantaneously. So take that deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.